Okay, so in this video here, I just want to do a quick one talking about, has OpenAI jumped the shark? Are they on the way down? And I'm sad to say this, but it's starting to look like there are a few bad signs here. I'm always trying to tell the truth. I always talk about when they do something that I think is great. And the last couple of things they've done, I'm starting to worry. And I'm going to talk about why that is very quickly, and then what you can use instead of getting locked into this, only using this and not really knowing what else is going on. So, just very briefly, a few things they've done recently. They had their big launch that was a huge fail, I would say, of GPT 4.5, their newest and best model, apparently. I'm on the $20 a month plan, not the $200 a month plan. So, there was at least a week in there where I was really looking forward to it. I started to see a bunch of negative reviews, but I thought people were probably exaggerating, saying, oh, it's not great. And they were just being, expecting too much or whatever. But then when I finally got this thing, I was incredibly underwhelmed. Okay. So I was going to make a video and write a couple articles about this, but I didn't even bother doing it because I did about 10 different tests, and everything I was using it for, to be honest. And I was trying to get GPT 4.5 to look as good as it could compared to GPT 4.0. And it was the least impressive upgrade I've ever seen. It's still a good model, or a great model, because it's like their other ones, but I couldn't see anything really better about it. It's slower, it's more expensive to use, and it's really difficult to find a case where the answer is better than what you'd get from another model. I mean, I challenge you to try that yourself. Okay. And then the next thing is, they're coming out now and they're saying, let's ban it with the tier one countries like Canada, which is where I'm from, US, obviously, Great Britain, Germany, because China and DeepSeek are like, I mean, DeepSeek's, made in China. They're close with the Chinese government. They made a big deal that they had a meeting together, and DeepSeek could be, they know that they're probably stealing copywritten material. Of course, OpenAI does that as well. And there's probably some illegal things going on, privacy concerns. They're worried about security things. They're worried about. So they've come out and they've said, you know what, you got to ban this. Let's use American companies, like, of course, themselves. That's what they want to do. And then they clarified it a little later and they said, well, we're not banning it for the casual user, but they're going to limit it in as many ways as possible and really put the clamps on it. And they said, look at this. There was a meeting, or they said there was a meeting between the leader of China, Xi Jinping, and DeepSeek. But then you look at this photo. I mean, this isn't hidden or anything, but there's Sam Altman of OpenAI with President Trump there. And, they're meeting all the time and announcing stuff. Apparently, it's okay for them to do it, not the other way around. I know there's a lot more secretive things going on in China, and you could potentially worry about that. But where I'm sitting here, I'm from Canada. I mean, you can look at all the negative geopolitical stuff going on right now between Canada and the US. Are we supposed to just jump in and trust them and say, hey, let's, um, are we going to go ban DeepSeek just because they want to? Okay, with everything that's being said, are these other countries, UK and Germany, going to just follow suit, or that's a negotiating thing anyway? But if you just look at it for the AI perspective, obviously OpenAI, they want as little competition as possible. And the fact of the matter is, DeepSeek is pretty close to as good. They've got their new R2 coming out soon, May or before, they say. That's the rumors. R1 is as good as, almost as good as anything OpenAI has. And the problem is it's so much cheaper when you're running it. So how can OpenAI really compete fairly? Because they're planning on, they charge $20 a month, $200 a month. And then the next thing they're planning on doing for their, when you're using the new operator thing where it takes over for you, like the agent, framework is going to be $20,000 a month. So, how many people or companies can afford that type of thing, no matter how good it is? So, they're using this, in my opinion, at least a lot of it is an excuse because it lines up with what they want is to eliminate the competition, um, because they're not really releasing anything that's that great. And what they do is just really expensive. So this doesn't mean you have to trust the Chinese government with all, or the any Chinese model with all your secretive stuff. To be honest, you should be careful trusting OpenAI or any of these other ones with it as well. You should be open minded. I just thought the whole thing, the timing of all this was just a really bad sign that they don't have a lot of cheap, fast, impressive models ready to come out because now they're just releasing things quickly and then making regulatory moves, hoping to team up with the government to ban competition, make excuses. That's sort of what I'm seeing. So I've honestly been using OpenAI, not because of this, but I've been using it less, even though I'm paying for it, than some of the other models. I am still using it. I do like it, but I've been using Grok 3 from X AI. You just go on x.com, Twitter. They have their own app now. That's when I want to write something or research something. And then this is the Cartario symbol or the logo for when I want to make AI images. And that's the best for creating images. You can go to cartario.com and I would go to Grok, uh, use Grok on X or just download their own app. So just quickly, if you go to x.com, you can just click on Grok here and it's right there. This is my free account. You can use that for free. And then with Cartario, you just go to cartario.com and then you can create your own model of like a custom model of a product you have or yourself. You can make like if I upload 8 to 10 photos of myself, I can get a custom AI image model of myself. It's really not, I mean, the quality is amazing. It's really not censored anywhere near like some of the other ones. You can pick these different models, like image models to use, Google Image N3, Flux 1.1 Pro, Ultra Raw. You can use these to create images. So you get the best variety, the best quality, and then you can make custom models for images. So I would try that and use Grok um, for your large language model needs and see where you get. I think that's, you know, those are like this image thing is so much better than what you can get with ChatGPT. I mean, I don't even use ChatGPT ever to create an image now because it's just not even close, their Dolly model. But I'm still using it, not totally hating on them. Just wanted to point out a few things that this is not a great sign for them. So it's time to look at some other options for, broaden the scope of what you should be doing. So anyway, love to hear your thoughts on this and we'll see you in the next video.